Okay, this week in our Wonders, we are going to read two stories. In your Small Wonders, it's called A Bird Named Fern. In your Large Wonders, it's called Kitten's First Full Moon by Kevin Hanks. And our essential question this week is, what can you see in the sky? And our genre this week is a fantasy. Both stories are fantasy. And a fantasy is a made-up story that could not really happen in real life. And it often has characters that are animals that talk and act like people. Now there's two skills we're learning in Wonders this week. We're learning about Bossy R. And in our title, I see two Bossy R words. IR makes sound, as in bird. And ER also says as in fern. And in the title of Kitten's First Full Moon, we have IR again, first. I did a whole lesson on Bossy R. I hope you watch it to practice and learn more about Bossy R words. The other skill we're going to practice is cause and effect. So after our story, we'll talk about some causes in the story and the effects. I'm going to read now. This is A Bird Named Fern. And I'm wondering what Fern, this is Fern, is going to learn about clouds. Little Fern was always full of questions. She wanted to know about everything in the world. I wonder what kinds of questions Fern is asking. One day, Fern saw something up in the sky. What is that? What is that big white boat doing in the sky? She asked herself. I want to find out. What do you think she's gonna do? It would be great to ride on that big white boat, Fern said. So she stretched her wings and took off. That means she flew out of her nest. Fern's wings help her climb up. She's getting higher. But when she got close to the boat, she was surprised. The boat looked like a fluffy bed. It's no longer a boat. Now it's a bed. Fern was sleepy and wanted to rest, so she leaped on the bed. That means she jumped. But she fell right through it. I see another bed, said Fern. I will try to land on that one. But the same thing happened again. I'd better go home, cried Fern. Maybe Mom and Dad can explain this. So Fern began to fly home. As she did, the beds turned dark gray. Then it started to rain. Poor Fern was soaked when she got home. That means she's all wet. Where were you? Asked Mom and Dad. Fern told them all about her trip. First, we will dry you off, said Mom. Then we will teach you about clouds, said Dad. And that is what they did. So I'm wondering, what do you think Mom and Dad taught about clouds? Do you know some facts about clouds? Here's a good question at the end. What did the clouds look like to Fern? She thought they were a couple different things. Have you ever looked at the clouds and thought, That looks like a... Well, we're going to do a couple things now. One is Bossy R words. So I made a tree map. You can also make a tree map and write Bossy R as your title. Then we have AR, ER, OR, UR, and IR. And you can go hunting in your book about Fern and see where those words are. For example, on this last page, there's a Bossy R word. Do you see it? Here it is, Fern. I would write Fern on my chart under ER. So I would write F-E-R-N under ER. So you can go happy hunting for those Bossy R words and practice. Another skill we are learning is cause and effect. Now, in your book, it tells you what cause and effect is. So a cause is what makes something happen in the story, and I'm going to give you some examples. And an effect is the event that happens. There's a couple key questions you can ask yourself. What happened? Why did it happen? So I'm not going to use this map because we're going to use a multi-flow map to talk about cause and effect. So I have my where our information comes from. So our point of reference is a bird named Fern. Now my first cause is Fern flew to the boat in the sky. And that's helping her learn about clouds. So this is our event. And the effect of her flying to the boat in the sky was she fell through the cloud. So she's realizing it's not solid. She fell through. Another cause was then she flew to the bed and tried to get in. And when she tried to get in the bed, she fell right through. So she learned that the cloud was not solid. Near the end of the story, the beds turned dark gray. Again, she's learning about clouds when she saw that they turned gray. And what did she learn? She learned, oh no, she got soaked from those gray clouds. She also learned that clouds can look like objects. And those objects were a boat and a bed. And the very last one is Fern flew home. And when she flew home, she learned more about clouds from Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad taught her all about clouds. I'm going to challenge you when you read about Kitten to do your own multi-flow map. So our event is the kitten is thinking the moon is a bowl of milk. Now I gave you one clue. I did one for you. Maybe you can add one or two more causes and one or two more effects. So let's look. So my point of reference is the story, Kitten's First Full Moon. My first cause is Kitten stretched her neck and opened her mouth. And when she did that, she was thinking it was a bowl of milk. The moon was a bowl of milk. But she only caught a bug on her tongue. Ooh, yuck. Can you think of some more?